Sir. Oh my fucking god. Burst has reached containment, alright? We've been trying to hold him back for so long. He's had like 8 months off. He's been just doing college shit. We tried to give him a Gen A draft league just to fucking tide him over. But it's too far, okay? It's too far. He's come back. He's out here with a Gen 9 draft league. He's fucking drafted a regional winning team, alright? It's too much. Sergeant, calm down, alright? It's okay. Just tell me what he's got. Well, Captain, first, he has Tier 1 Raging Bolt. Dear God. He's got the unkillable draft. Alright, tell me about his Tier 2s. Okay. But Tier 2s, he has Suian Arcanine, Sinisha, and Alone Ninetales. Fuck. Alright, no. So he's got Grass-type Redirector, he's got Alolan Ninetales, he's got Hisuian Arcanine, he's got the Raging Bolt. Don't fucking tell me he's got Articuno too. That's right, sir. He's got almost the entire eMburst winning team. It's unfair, to be honest. Alright, so he's got the Hisuian Arcanine, he's got the Raging Bolt, he's got this Blizzard Spam mode. So he's missing Ogerpon, but that's replaced by the Sinisha. What replaces the Landorus Incarnate? There's gotta be something to replace that Landorus Incarnate, right? I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't prevent it. We couldn't prevent him from getting Storm Drain. He's got Gastrodon. God damn it! No, we can't even hit that fucking Hisuian Arcanine with Water Move now! Alright. Just give it to me straight. I just tell me the rest of them. I don't even need to get in like an order by order thing. Just give me the rest of them. Sir, I'm sorry. He's got Corviknight, Hitmonlee, Chestnut, Girafarig, Meditite, and Wugtrio. Fucking hell. My head hurts after that shit. Dude, I don't even know what the fuck happened over the past 8 months. Or however fucking long I was gone. But here's the deal. We've got Great Lakes Draft League returning once again for Season 6. I am so excited to be back, to be honest. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Burst. I've been playing draft since 2021. I've played Great Lakes seasons 1 through 4, took season 5 off, but now I'm here. Honestly, it feels great to be back. We've got an awesome team just drafted for you, and for the content, for just fun matches. Alright, let's just go through the team real quick. Go through the thought process, because this is cool as hell, in my opinion. I'm so excited to actually use this team. So first off is Raging Bolt. By the way, wait, I do want to note, I have this in a box with everything listed from speed tiers. So I'm going to be jumping around a little bit, and this is just a quick preview of everything. But we're going to start off with my first pick, and that will be the Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt is just such a fun mon to use. I've been using it in VGC since the beginning of the year. You can tech, and you don't even have to run Photosynthesis on it. I think you can run like Booster Energy or whatever, right? But that doesn't matter, because you can also run Assault Vest. You could also run Leftovers. And this mod is going to be great, right? There is so many cool ways you can run this Raging Bolt. It's got so many awesome moves, because obviously we have Thunderclap, right? And that's going to be its signature move, and it's so nice to have on a team. to have its own unique priority that people have to fuck with, right? But I can run my own electro webs if I want. Nice spread speed control on this thing, you know? I can run Snarl for nice support. I can run Thunderbolt for solid damage. I can run Draco Meteor. There's just so many interesting ways you can run this Raging Bolt. And I'm so happy to have it. Now here's the thing. This thing, so much HP, right? And really solid defenses. So one big thing this thing will want to do is sit on the field, recover a lot of health. As we saw from the leftovers, you know, it's just so nice to have a little bit of recovery because you're just going to be sitting there for so long. And that's where pick number 2, Sinistra, comes in, right? It's Hospitality as its signature ability. Restores a quarter of my ally's HP. So I have Raging Bolt sitting there, I bring in the Sinistra in the back, and suddenly it's got like a free life dew, you know? That's really solid. It even has life dew, but it doesn't even need to do that because 121 special attack with just very similar bulk to Raging Bolt, but without as much health. That makes Machagacha really good here. Of course, this also acts as a Trick Room setter. It's a Trick Room preventer because it has Imprison. There's a few other things it can do. It's got like Nightshade stuff. It's got Rage Powder. This thing is like the ultimate support mon for Raging Bolt, especially since Raging Bolt's very ground weak. As we'll see, a couple other mons in my team are also pretty ground weak. So Sinistra having Rage Powder here, so phenomenal of a support mon. So I've got these 2 mons, right, and I'm getting into round 3. So that's where we pick Hisuian Arcanine, okay? Hisuian Arcanine is meant to be a very standalone type of Pokemon because Raging Bolt, as good as it is, it can act standalone, but often it's going to be really fun to run lefties and Calm Mind, right? It's going to be more of a setup mon, or it's just not going to be very fast in how it's like producing its offense, and that's where Hisuian Arcanine shines. It doesn't have quite the offenses like here, but it makes up for it in the base power of its moves because it's got Flare Blitz, right? It's got Head Smash, it's got Extreme Speed, it can even do something like Rock Slide. And it's so cool how hard this guy hits. And not only that, but between the last 2 mons, I wanted something that had a little more defensive support, but like more passive, and I didn't really have to deal with I didn't want to have to deal with like clicking a move to get that support, and that's where Intimidate comes in. Such a nice Intimidator to have on my team. And the best part is that it doesn't mind being choice banded or choice scarfed, right? So this stat line, though everything looks pretty above average, just locking a scarf or band on this thing, suddenly that makes this so much more useful. Terra as well, it's really nice. So that's a very nice core. But now the question is, okay, what do I even do with those 3? And so I decided I was going to take my time and flesh out the type synergies. So that's what I did next by drafting Corviknight. Corviknight's really cool. Mirror Armor, it can just defensively put it next to Raging Bolt. You can't Snarl because guess what? You just got Snarled. You can't intimidate my Hisuian Arcanine because guess what? You just got intimidated. So Mirror Armor here is really nice passive support. It can do Iron Defense, Body Press stuff, so you don't even have to get intimidated on it. It's a very bulky Tailwind setter, and it's got Iron Head off of, well, 87. It's not great, but it's still going to be really nice if I say bulk this thing out or something. Maybe give it a little bit of attack. That's still a decent amount of attack. I can get some good damage off, maybe 2-shot something super effectively, which that's kind of the goal of a Corvus Knight, right? You're getting good chip damage, and you're hoping its zaps can do some work where it needs to. And then I decided there was kind of a glaring weakness I had here with this Hisuian Arcanine, and that's water type. And I thought, well, I already have these two, and these two are probably going to be like my only resists I bring week to week. So I want something that has something a little bit more interesting as a way to support it. If I want to rely a bit more heavily on like a dedicated support piece. And that's where Gastrodon comes in. Gastrodon, Storm Drain, can't even hit it with a water move. And then that suddenly frees up Sinistcha to only be taking ground moves. And of course, being both a water and a ground type, it fills out the Fire, Water, Grass core with Hisuian Arcanine, Sinistcha, and of course Gastrodon. Sinistcha and Gastrodon both being relatively supportive, but at the same time having relatively decent attacking stats. And then Hisuian Arcanine being relatively offensive but also having relatively decent support with Intimidate. Really nice Fire, Water, Grass core. And then with ground, I have a ground flying electric core here. That's a really cool one. So this mon really just fills out a good core. It also provides that defensive yawn that I could really stand to use, you know? It makes people have to bring grass types in order to actually deal with it. It's a really nice point of pressure there. So, that being said, there's one thing that kind of messes up my entire team so far, and that's ground types. Hits neutral here, sure, it's fine there. It's not very effective here, but this is super effective, right? And this is 4 times effective. And what a better way to deal with ground types, maybe to deal with strong neutral dragon types as well, because that really messes up my team. What a better way to deal with those than with a Blizzard spam mode. And that's where Ninetales comes in, because not only do I have Blizzard, I have Aurora Veil as well. And Aurora Veil next to Hisuian Arcanine, next to Raging Bolt, makes them kind of unkillable, I'm not gonna lie. But there's another mon that becomes unkillable around this, and that is Articuno. Articuno, one of the main low tiers I want to rely on in this, because first off, it's got Snow Cloak with alone Ninetales. It's really nice to have. Again, it's a Blizzard spammer. Really, you're just going to be choice specking this thing, right? And that's totally fine. It's that freeze dry in order to really help out with that. If you look at its bulk, 90, 100, 125. That 100 under this, even if you have no investment. Bring up this calculator here, 120 times 1.5. That's 180. That'll be equivalent to even more defense than I could ever put into it, right? So I could just like max this, put a little bit there, put a little bit like that or something. Suddenly Articuno's a defensive monster. Maybe there's something I want to tech a move for. There's Ancient Power. There's Air Slash, right? I definitely don't need them. I could even bring Icy Wind for speed control. I could bring Terra Blast and not have Terra Ice, instead go something like, say, Terra Water. That'd be pretty sick, right? Articuno generally has a lot to work with. I could also run sheer cold and just be, you know, playing for that out. Anyway, so that's kind of the main core, right? It's Bolt, Sinistra, Hisuian, Arcanine, Blizzard Spam, and then core Gastra. That's 7 mons, and probably 4 to 5 of them are going to become each game. So the real question, or the real thing, or the goal of the rest of the draft is finding tech pieces that I don't really have yet, or my team could really make use of. And the first thing that I saw was I don't have Fake Out, and I'm kind of slow. So I'm Burden, normal gem, Fake Out, boom, that fixes it all. Hitmonlee is like most people when they're running Hitmonlee, right? They see 120 attack, they see Unburden, they see normal gem, Fake Out, you know. They're pretty okay with that, right? But they might run like close combat, they might run a coaching set, you know. There's a few ways to go, but then you see down here, wide guard, taunt. You can start running this a little bit more supportive. That's pretty great on my team. I'm so down for having that mixed use option. Then of course, I'm like, well, okay, that's my one hole. What do I do now? So I noticed that I only have one Trick Room setter. That's Sinistra. And the thing about Sinistra is that its Grass Ghost type defensively is pretty bad. So if I want to use a dedicated Trick Room setter that's not Sinistra because of bad defensive matchups, that's why I get Girafarig, right? It's got Trick Room, it's got Skill Swap with Inner Focus, making him immune to Intimidate, right? Makes him immune to Flinch. It's got EV Light support to Farigiraf's existence, right? So suddenly this 65, 65, 70 becomes a lot better. It's also got Helping Hand. It's probably got, there's a Psychic move I'm looking for. Psychic Noise that prevents healing there. You know, there's a lot of things you can do here that make Girafarig a relatively useful mon. So that's why I'm grabbing it. It's like a good 1 or 2 game piece just to have, right? As an alternative. Next, let's take a look through who did I pick next. Next I picked Chestnut. Chestnut, you're gonna be wondering like why the hell am I bringing Chestnut? I already have Sinistra. The reason is that sometimes I want to do a little bit of role compression, right? In Chestnut set, Chestnut has a lot of variety it can do, and one of its biggest things is that you can run it offensive with Belly Drum, or you can run Iron Defense, Body Press. It's got Spiky Shield, it's got Leech Seed. You can run it super tanky and solid with Bulletproof, and say Leftovers, right? Or again, you run Drain Punch, Belly Drum. You run, say, Spiky Shield still. Spiky Shield is just the best move. And then you run something Stab with Grass. Like Wood Hammer, Seed Bomb, Grassy Glide if they're running a Gorilla Boom or something, you know. So, Chestnut actually isn't really bad. I think it has a lot of niche use cases that, you know, I could tack onto a team if needed. I don't think there's much more in my draft. Gone through most of it. Just the tier 6s. Meta type, I grabbed Fake Out, Skill Swap, Pure Power. There's nothing more to say, to be honest. However, I did notice that its attack side is equivalent to maybe 132. Because if you do 101 times 2, that's 202. You grab Abominable, which is base 132, Adamant, 202. So Meditite actually has a really decent attack stat when you think about it. But you can skill swap that, say, onto a Chestnut, moving on to something else, and suddenly it's more of a really good supportive piece with like Helping Hand, you know, Reflect, Taunt, Prison, Trick Room, got Weather, Quick Guard, all that. Finally, since my team was relatively special in the first place, and all my physical mons are tech mons, why not have another tech physical mon? That's Luxurio, Liquidation, you know, Triple Dive, Gooey, that's really nice. This entire mon's entire purpose is to be a physical water attacker when Gastrodon doesn't cut it. That's it. And as a tier 6 with 120 speed, pretty solid in that role, to be honest. It's gonna, like, you're obviously gonna have to focus sash it, you know, do all that, but that's the trade-off with using a really bad mon, right? So, this is the team. Really nice core, in my opinion. Having all these different options that work well with each other, and I can just start teching the pieces and mixing in and out, you know. It just seems so nice for my personal playstyle. I've also run VGC teams very similar to this. And I think Raging Bull's going to do really well. If I lose matches, it's probably not going to be because of my drafts, because I'm going to be playing badly, you know. So that is the draft recap. That is just going through everything that has happened over the past few days in Great League Draft League Season 6. I'm not entirely sure if we're beginning the season on Monday or the following Monday, but either way, I'm so excited to start uploading my VODs for this league again, and hopefully everyone's just going to be having a great time with this. I hope y'all have a great time watching this. Anyway, thank you. Goodbye.